Hey guys, it's Will and Val out here in Des Moines, Iowa. We're getting ready to do a leak detection on this feature behind me. We actually just started it up recently. Got the call back not long after saying they've been having to add water every couple days. It's a big enough basin that we should be going, 10 to 14 days, not 2 to 4. So we're gonna do our inspection. So the first thing we do with that is check liner edges. A lot of times with something like this, it's as simple as that. After the winter, ground moves and all of that throughout the winter. So we're gonna check that, see for any settling. That's what Val's doing behind me, is checking liner edges. Right around that waterfall and those shoulders, that's normally the go-to area to begin with. But what we do is we're gonna go around and we're gonna expose the liner throughout the entire perimeter of the feature so we can see those edges in hopes that it's just something that simple. Normally when we're losing water that fast, that's what it is. It's something like that. We know it's not a plumbing line issue because the feature behind me is running. So we know that didn't blow or anything like that. We also shut it down so we know that it was done properly. The basin was full when we got here, all of that kind of stuff. So we've kind of got our bases checked through all that kind of stuff. It's important, that we ask these questions before we rush out here and do that. So we're gonna investigate our liner edges first, and then depending on what we find, if we find it, we fix it. If not, then we have to go into our next steps of the inspection process. Alright, so we found where our water loss is coming through. It's a combination of both, actually, in what I said, as far as, it's either going to be that low liner edge or potentially critter damage, something like that. The only reason I feel comfortable to make that assumption that it could be critter damage is 95% of the time that we find critter damage to our liner like this is this time of year. Once the system shuts down and there's no more water moving on it, they know while it's running not to chew through that. They're gonna die if they do, right? Well, when this is empty throughout the winter, they're still doing their thing, so they're burrowing through all of that, and that's exactly what Val found here. We found our liner edge. It, very clearly looked lower just from the appearance, I guess is the best way to put that. But what she found when this was done was there's actually like a burrow hole right underneath there. And then I'll get this cleaned up so you can see it, where you can actually see like the chew marks around where the little fellas kind of did their thing, and henceforth why we're here. So here is the hole, right? You can see it's going away, perfect critter hole. And now if I flip this over, you can really see right through there all of this chewed up liner, and it goes all the way through here on this. So what we'll do is we'll pull all this gravel back, we will get some more soil, bring this in. Unfortunately, there's no great way for us to prevent the critter damage from happening. We have ways like concrete cloth and stuff like that. You can check out our other videos where we've used that, but for an application like this, we're just gonna hopefully assume that because this has been running for a week, we have flooded them out and they're gonna move on. So that's gonna be what we'll do here. It's a fairly simple fix because I can't really patch any of this. It's right on the edge. If it continues to be a persistent problem, that's what we end up doing. It's maybe getting some concrete cloth over there, protecting it from that, or just seaming that on, getting more liner length in there so we can actually retain the water in this splash area that we want. All right, so we found this. We still have to do our due diligence. We're still gonna keep going throughout everything else because that was basically our second spot we looked. with water features in general, it's hard to know if there's going to be another, right? So that's why we're gonna continue the inspection part, but normally what we have to do at this point is stop. So you know, if there's anything obvious like that, yes, we're gonna take care and fix it, but because we found this and it is that whole thing, you know, it's a 50-50 shot on whether or not that's the only one. So then we have to fix this, get it so we stop losing water. At this point, we'll fill it up. The homeowner's gonna keep monitoring it, letting us know, you know, hey, there's still more, or no, you got it. Honestly, that's the toughest part about these leak inspection stuff, is I realistically have to stop after that first water loss is found, because who knows? Like, I'm not gonna come in and start tearing things apart. That's for an additional visit. You know, we have another step. I think we have another video out there kind of showing our external plumbing line part, where if this inspection doesn't lead to anything, we use an external line to kind of move it up and down the system in various spots. Basically, you know, we're looking for a needle in the haystack. That external line makes our haystack smaller. It's just a way to isolate different areas of your feature, where this one's small enough, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully it's right here. Otherwise, we have to start ripping into things. This inspection service, like, that's, you get us here for an hour to inspect and to look. Hopefully we find it. You know, that's kind of the beauty of us being a strictly water feature company. We see so many of these. We know those kind of quote hot spots to look. Just like this, we have this process developed to make it as cost effective and efficient for both you, the homeowner, and us.
There you have it. That is our leak inspection process. We have, you know, have it kind of dialed in what works best for us. Check it out. You can also go through a lot of those steps. That first part is fairly simple. It's just kind of attention to detail, really. So check out our other video that has a more in-depth version of what we do next with like a external plumbing line. That's pretty helpful as well. You know, ultimately, a lot of times when we think it's catastrophic, we can get in there and we can find it, hopefully, and fix it. The biggest takeaway is definitely that, you know, there's always the potential for more. Once I find one thing, like I mentioned, we have to kind of stop and make sure we've fixed that one issue and just be hopeful that that's the last one. Thanks for watching. Check out all the rest of our videos. We post a video every Wednesday. We have shorts daily. Hit that icon to subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Have a great day.